now. And we're glad you're here. So Sandlin, Alexandra, Dylan, do y'all want us to get started now, or should we leave people just a few more minutes? Hi, and everyone's going to have to tell us how to pronounce your names. My name is Christine.
I'd say let's wait one more minute just to let everyone. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's 5 o'clock here, I should say. It might be much later somewhere else. So
It's 7 o'clock for Alexandra. Yolanda's planning on joining us during her car ride home in rush hour traffic, so we'll see.
I'm likewise about to be driving home, although Tucson doesn't really have a rush hour. So, but still, I'll be listening rather than watching for most of this.
Thank you, and that makes perfect sense. Yes, please be safe. Please be safe. We will send out the recording later and the slides. In fact, I've already moved the slides to a place where you all can access them, and I'll be sending out a notice probably tomorrow with where the recording and the slides are. So I'm going to go close my door.
okay, well why don't we get started, Christine, and that way we can get through everything.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, Alexandra, I think you're gonna start, right?
Yes, definitely. So we're gonna start off with some introductions, and I believe let's see, you're gonna say your name, your institution, and the next slide you're gonna have some options of spacecraft. Yeah, there it is. Of a spacecraft that you can say that you're feeling like. And so here's the four types of spacecraft or rovers that we're looking at that will describe how you're feeling today or what you think you are today. And so we have a planetary orbiter that is insightful, a space telescope that is thoughtful, a planetary flyby, which is adventurous, and a rover, which is adaptable and spontaneous. Hopefully everybody remembers that. So your name, your institution, and which one of these you're feeling today. And thank you, Christine, for putting that in there. And then are they doing that in the chat, Christine, or are we gonna?
We can go around the room. Part of the idea here is we want them to be able to meet some of the other people that are at the workshop too.
Right, exactly. So I think, are we gonna start with the facilitators?
That's a good play to start.
Okay, all right. So I think we'll start with the facilitators, and then once Christine is gone, or let's see, actually, is there someone after Christine? Yolanda, and then Jeanette, and then Dylan. Okay, so once Dylan has gone, then we'll open it up to the participants. Does that sound good?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. All right, so first up is Sandlin.
Hello, I'm Sandlin Buckner. I am at the Planetary Science Institute and very excited. I get to be the local host, so you get to come and hang out in my office. I'll be honest, today I'm feeling like polar orbiter, just because it's been a really bumpy day. But of my four choices here, I will say I'm feeling like the space telescope. So.
I'll go next. Or Sandlin, do you want to pick someone?
Why don't you go next, Alexandra?
Okay, I'll go next. So let's see. My name is Alexandra Mattia Novak. I'm a planetary geologist at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab. And I am feeling today like a space telescope, very thoughtful. And let's see, I will pick Christine next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christine Shupla from the Lunar and Planetary Institute. And I feel like I have to be on my feet right now with everything going on. So I guess I feel like a rover or adaptable and spontaneous, just trying to move with things as things are changing. So Yolanda, are you in a good spot to introduce yourself? I know you're driving, and so if we don't hear from you, we'll understand.
Hi, everybody. I'm Yolanda, and I'm at the Lunar and Planetary Institute as well. I support the education department and particularly the Planetary Reach now, and I'm happy to be here. I am feeling like the planetary orbiter today. I am looking at challenges because they are there, looking at challenges from many different angles. And also voicing my opinions on my unique ideas. So that's how I'm feeling today. I hope everybody is good. Yeah, I'm actually parked, but I am in my vehicle. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, do you want to have, let's see, Jeanette, and then after Jeanette, Dylan.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeanette King. I am part of the evaluation team for this project at McCrell International, which is outside of Denver, Colorado. And I'm going to join the telescopes and be thoughtful because there's a lot to process right now.
Hello, I'm Dylan Krischer. I'm also part of the evaluation team with Jeanette. And I think I'm trying to find the balance right now between the telescope and the rover. What I need to process and what I need to act on.
Hey, great. I think that's all of our facilitators and evaluators. So let's open it up to our participants. Joshua, do you want to go next? And then if you want to pick the next person after you. And then so that when you're done talking, pick the next person.
Sure. I'm Joshua, or Josh Lieberman, and I'm a PhD student at the University of Arizona Stewart Observatory. And I guess I'm feeling like the space telescope, or trying to, yeah, and being thoughtful. So I'll pick Julia next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julia. I am a grad student at Berkeley, and I also do some research and outreach with the Blue Marble Space Institute of Science. And I'd say I am somewhere between the planetary orbiter and the flyby, maybe just to like mix things up, because I think everybody is feeling thoughtful right now. But I'm eager to be adventurous, to find solutions, and yeah, put my energy there. I don't know who's next, so.
Yeah, I'll pick someone, no problem. How about Veronica? Can you speak?
Hi, you caught me at a light so that I could unmute myself. I don't guarantee I'll be able to remute, but here we go. I'm Veronica Bray. I'm at the Lunar and Planetary Laboratory on the University of Arizona. I'm an associate research professor. My speciality is impact cratering. Today I was forced to be a rover and just concentrate on what was right in front of me so that I had enough energy to teach my astrobiology class. And so the reason I felt rover was good was because I tried a science experiment in front of them as a demonstration that I hadn't tried before. And I got a round of applause when it almost worked. So yeah, definitely adventurous for me today.
Awesome, thank you. All right, Alfred.
Hi, everyone. Alfred Olivas. I'm in El Paso, Texas. I work with informal science colleagues in the area of STEAM education. We are Inside Science Discovery. We're mostly a 100% mobile STEAM organization, so we are out in the schools, out in the community, doing different pop-ups or events in STEAM education. And recently, in the last 2 years, we have really become busy with professional development for teachers in the area of STEAM education. A lot of, especially elementary schools, but a lot of middle schools as well, have been starting STEAM academies. So that has been a lot of our outreach over the last 2 years.
Great, thank you. All right, Roberto.
Hi, I'm Roberto Hilar. I'm a grad student at the Lunar and Planetary Lab of the University of Arizona. And I'm feeling like a rover, but Mars 2020 is a rover with a drone because I fly drones and it's awesome to discover new things from above the ground too. So yeah, that's it.
All right, and then is it Elon?
Yeah, hi, this is Ilan, and I'm a graduate student from University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and my research is in astrobiology, mostly surface simulation. And today I feel like I'm a mix of an arbiter and a flyby. So there you go. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, thank you. Yeah, I like the people who are feeling both. That's good too. I think I got everyone. Did I miss? Okay, excellent. So we've gotten to know each other a little bit. We got to introduce ourselves. And next, I think the plan is to go a little bit more in depth with us. We're going to talk a little bit more, the facilitators of the workshop, where we come from, our experience, what inspires us. So Sandlin is first, so I will let her take it away.
Awesome. So this is my crazy family, that I spend lots of time with. So I am a caretaker. I get to facilitate these experiences for Planetary Reach. I'm a science educator and an education researcher. Sometimes I get to go out in the field and with our autonomous rover Zoe, but really I spend lots of time outside with my kiddos here in the middle. And we just like to hang around and explore. I live in Tucson. I've been here about 20 years. Before that, I lived in California and Colorado, and my passion is really working with colleagues to make sure that we can be the best science educators we can be, and just really supporting people. So that's me.
Great, thank you. All right, I'm next. Again, I'm Alexandra Matieja Novak. I'm one of the facilitators. I'm on the Planetary Reach project as a subject matter expert for planetary science. So I am a planetary geologist. My main field of research is planetary volcanism, and then I do a lot of analog field work for planetary volcanism as well. So there's a couple of pictures of me on the bottom and on the right, doing some field work in Alaska at the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. And then I actually have origin stories from Tucson, Arizona. My parents met at Davis Mountain Air Force Base. And so that's where, I got started, basically my history. And there's a picture of my family up top there. That's in Puerto Rico over Christmas at the El Morro historical site in San Juan. And so there's my parents. My dad is retired Air Force now, but they live in Maryland, just a mile down the road from us. I live in Riva. And for anybody who doesn't know where that is, it's just outside of Annapolis. So it's basically, I tell a lot of people, it's basically Annapolis. And I'm very fortunate that my parents just live like a mile down the road from me. So they're able to help with my son, who's also in that picture all the way on the left. And that picture on the left, the rover picture, that's the Mars 2020 Perseverance rover. And a lot of work I do at the lab is also science operations. So I'm also involved with tactical science operations for the Mars rover. And one thing I'm really passionate about is just sharing the awesomeness of geology and planetary science with everyone, and making sure that people understand that it's a great career field to get into. There are a lot of challenges getting these types of degrees, but it's well worth the end reward of all the work that you're able to be involved with. Okay, and so next is Christine.
Part of the reason we're sharing this is we wanted to let all of you know a little bit more about us, but we'd also like to have you create slides like this that we can share with the Boys and Girls Club before the event, so the kids can get excited about the opportunity to meet you. So I'm the Science Engagement Manager at LPI, and I am about to be the Principal Investigator for Planetary Reach. I'm a mom, a wife, a facilitator, a Reach lead. I used to run planetariums a long time ago, and occasionally still get to play with a portable planetarium. I occasionally like cooking. One of the pictures here in the bottom center is of me with my kids when they were little making gnocchi from scratch. I'm an astronomy educator. I'm Italian and Finnish, and I've lived in a variety of places in the United States and around the world because, like Alexandra, my dad was also in the military. I'm an Air Force brat. And I have the privilege now to live and work from Santa Clara Pueblo in New Mexico. So, and I think Yolanda is next if she's able to talk. Yolanda, are you in a good position again to talk?
Yes, I'm still parked. Hello, everybody. Again, I'm Yolanda. I've been with the Lunar and Planetary Institute in Houston for a little over 14 years now. I'll be approaching 15 years this year. I started in the education department, assisting with Christine and Andy Shaner, who's now leaving LPI to do other things, broaden his horizons. Then I went on to support the NASA and AFRL internship program. I did that for several years. I've also served in the accounting department, and now I'm finally back to the education department with Christine, where now Reach, and I've been to several workshops recently for the Reach program, and I really, really like it. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody there. I am a mom as well. I have a son and a daughter, and then I have a grandson, and I also take care of my mom. And what else? I've got hobbies is music, entertainment, and comedy. I also enjoy cooking, and I definitely enjoy eating. Thank you.
I think Jeanette is next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeanette King. I grew up in a big family, and I have a big family, and it's getting bigger as my kids are now grown and start to bring more people into the family. I've always been in education. I've taught pre-K through graduate school in a variety of subjects. I grew up and down the East Coast, not because I was in a military family, but just because my parents like to move a lot. And now I live outside of Denver, Colorado. I work in educational research and evaluation through McCrell International, and I am a big fan of travel and music. So with that, I'll pass it on to Dylan.
All right, hello. So yes, I right now have a very fresh family. In fact, let's see, Sky, I guess he's 3.5 now, and Charlie Joe just turned a year last Thursday. So things are very exciting right now. We're all education nerds. I'm an educational psychologist. My partner is a school psychologist. And it sounds like a lot of us have just moved a lot. I had moved over 20 times before undergrad, but have now settled in Loveland, Colorado, and hopefully we'll stay here for as long as we can. Yes, I'm a researcher and evaluator at McCrell International with Jeanette, and I am finally learning an instrument at this point in my life, and I finally understand music. So I've been learning bass guitar for the last year, and I'm seeing music very differently now, and it's very fun.
Thank you. So hopefully everyone got a good idea kind of what our backgrounds are, but we'll definitely have a chance to get to know each other better. And as Christine pointed out at the workshop next week, if you're able to, we would love to have you all put together a slide that looks similar to share with each other and also to share with our event participants, because they're always very eager to learn more about the people that are sharing the cool science, planetary science that we're going to be sharing with them. So along those lines, The next few slides are going to be a very broad overview of what informs our model and where we came up with the idea for our model, and then also very broadly go over the workshops, what the workshops are going to look like. So the next slide, I'm ready now. So one of the motivations for us to do this work is that we came out of 2021 NASA SMD assessment that we needed more subject matter experts in the field of planetary science, outreach, and education. And so what we're trying to do is match up subject matter experts and their needs with the informal educators and what their needs are, and trying to create these partnerships where we can learn how to effectively engage communities across underserved audiences. So this could mean a variety of things, and however you want to apply how we're going to create authentic partnerships to the communities where you see there is a need for more planetary science and subject matter expertise. So next, that's kind of what motivated us. So our model that we created from that, and that we've been creating we're in our 5th year now of this project, and the first few years we're sort of reiterating on this model to try and figure out the most effective way for us to deliver the workshop content for the workshop we're going to have next week. And it's changed quite a bit. And where we are right now, we hope you all agree, we think have a pretty good model to use and hopefully share with others that they can use. But basically what it is creating the workshop space, creating the content, teaching ways to deliver to the audiences that you're trying to reach out to, and then having an event where you're doing a public outreach, that you're applying the outreach strategies, we'll say, to your public event. All right, and then next. All right, and then the workshops. So you've probably got an idea of what the workshops look like from the application and any workshop material that you've received. But so it's going to be 3 days and 2 days of discussion activities, participant activities to share if you have any that you want to bring. We're not looking to create new activities here. We're more looking if you have one that you've used in outreach events before that is really effective and you feel like you would like to share it because you're excited about it, you think it's effective. We'd like to see those as well. And then we'll have the public event on day 2. So it's basically going to be 1 full day of the workshop, and then the public event will be on day 2, and then the next day there will be more of the workshop to try to basically follow up and close up what we learned from the public event the day before. And if you want to just see, we created this Venn diagram to kind of show you again where our model that we're working towards kind of lands us is in this Venn diagram between community, science, and outreach, and we're in the middle. Okay, next slide. So broad overview of our workshop agenda. Again, it's 3 days. Day 2, we will have some workshop content before the engagement event. So yeah, this is basically what it looks like. And if there's anything you're reading here, any of these descriptions, and you're really curious about what exactly we mean, well, we're going to be talking about that in depth at the workshop. So this is more just to kind of get your head thinking about what types of themes we're going to be talking about. One thing I will note there is the focus groups at the very end. So those are really important for the evaluators. So we do need everyone to stay to the very end to participate in those focus groups. All right, next one. Oh, and then our engagement event. It's always a lot of fun. The workshop participants are going to be conducting the hands-on activities with the students. We will be there to help, and we will have plenty of preparation time to get ready for this. And I'm guessing probably all of you have already done an engagement event, so this is something you have experience with. But we will have plenty of time to prepare for it. during the workshop. A lot of the work that we're going to be doing for the workshop is specifically to prepare for the event. Next. Let's see. Oh, and here's just some more really fun pictures. And this is the one before. Did it say did it say something different about who you're conducting the activities with? Let's see.
We've
Oh,
had
student.
participants before who were confused and didn't think that they were doing this. And so we really just wanted to reinforce that as part of this.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're not there to observe the event. You're there to help participate and give activities and talk with the kids during the event.
Yes.
And there's inevitably somebody who didn't understand that part. So we just really wanted to reinforce that you get to work with kids during this. That's part of it. That's all.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. No, that makes total sense. Yes, the repetition is good. So yeah, so hopefully everybody's clear on that. But again, we will have plenty of time to prepare. And the really nice thing about having time afterwards, workshop time afterwards, is then we can really go through and, you know, talk about what worked, what didn't, what we would do bit different next time. So it really comes down to creating strategies. We're going to create strategies from real-time experience. So one question is, how many learners are we expecting on that afternoon of day 2? I think we can save that. Maybe we can save that question for when Sandland talks about. Oh, she already answered. Okay, great. But yeah,
and I will confirm, since I know some of you might be bringing goodies, I will confirm with the club tomorrow and we'll send an email out so you can bring whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And the next slide, I think I'm now handing over to Dylan. Yes, our evaluator. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, so as part of the evaluation team, we are here to provide continuous development support feedback for the Planetary Reach project team. And while we are collecting confidential feedback from you in order to give that feedback to the Planetary Reach team, we are not evaluating you. We are not evaluators of you as participants of the workshop. It is an evaluation of the workshop. And you will get a consent form and surveys as a Qualtrics link through email. I put my email there so you can see what to look for and what you would expect it would come from. So there's a consent form that would cover all of our evaluation activities. As far as surveys, there's one that happens at the end of day 1. There's one at the end of day 2. But then there is a follow-up, 4 to 6 month follow-up survey that we do at that point. And then lastly, we have focus groups on that last day of the workshop.
Hey, great, thank you. Let's see. Sandlin looks like you're up next, and I think you have the next few slides.
Perfect. So we just wanted to give you a little idea about what we're hoping you leave the 3 days with, just like we talk about learning outcomes. We just want to help you frame it so you know what you're getting into. We think it's really important for coming to a workshop like this, really knowing what you're in for, so you can come in the right headspace and to ask questions now. And so what we're really thinking about is evidence-based strategies, and we have some amazing academics who've helped us really think about, right, since we're all scientists, what are the things that are really effective for engaging all audiences? And so we're going to be using evidence-based strategies there. We're going to practice not just planetary, we're going to practice planetary science, astronomy, heliophysics engagement through an empathetic lens. And we'll be thinking about empathy as how we really can relate to different audiences and the individuals we want to collaborate with. And so those are our big objectives and the outcomes that we hope, and this is what Dylan and Jeanette are going to be helping us figure out. Did we do a good job, or what additional work do we need to do? And we want to hoping to deepen all of our understanding of the effect of our individual's identities. So what are our identities? Some of us, again, we already talked about, we're parents, we're caretakers, we're scientists, we're science educators. But how does that identity impact right. So how to understand how our identity and perhaps our biases, and we'll talk about biases because we all have it, it's how our brain works, how that might impact our engagement practices. We want to understand how to have authentic partnerships, which is something that's been called for, not just kind of going in and doing some outreach, but really developing some partnerships with communities we really want to collaborate with, and then deepening our understanding how to recognize and elevate audience assets. What do they have? What are all the amazing things about communities? And we'll be talking a lot about my community, about Tucson, and our amazingness of our Boys and Girls Club. So I'm very excited about that. Then we want to expand the network of planetary scientists, astronomers, heliophysicists, and informal educators. So we want you to leave with emails of each other, because we have some amazing informal educators that will be coming, and we want all of you to have more folks to collaborate with. So our educators are collaborating with scientists, and that's really a goal of ours. And we want to encourage that you're talking about, when can I come and talk, or when can you come and meet with our kids? That would be amazing. And then we're hoping that you have increased confidence in co-designing, again, planetary science, astronomy, engagement activities, and increased confidence in implementing planetary science, astronomy, engagement. Oh, that's the same. Okay. So we're all good, but that's what we're hoping our goals are. So that's what all of our activities work towards, is really kind of doing these types of activities with these types of outcomes. And I just wanted to take a moment and let anyone ask questions or ask for clarifications in case that wasn't what you thought we were going to do. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. The door, as Christine says, the door has not closed. The window is not closed. Please feel free, if you're driving home tonight or biking home tonight and you have a question, please definitely reach out with any clarifications. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so here are the expectations. We really want you to participate. This is not a sit and watch and hope that you're going to get something from listening. It's that you're going to bring your voice. Your voice is so important. Your expertise is important, and your experience is important. We want you, to the extent you can, to bring your whole self with us. So we'll have some facilitators. Facilitators are people who are trying to get us having discussions. But again, we're all learning together. And so kind of we're co-facilitating. We bring this as a learner center. This is for all of us. It is not a dissemination model. We want to learn together. And so we are thinking about what our needs are and how we do that. And the last thing is, there's no checklist. So we wish there was this wonderful checklist to say, how do you engage different audiences? You go down the checklist and magically you have done it. It's not, it's really a process. And so we're going to be talking about lots of evidence-based strategies. And we have a strategies document, but it is helping us reflect. But there won't be a checklist of things I can do. So we're going to build, like I said, our understandings all together. Okay. Christina shared with you in the email this strategies document, and it really is what we call a real-time strategies and recommendations for engaging audiences. It is built around the 3 cycles of our workshop. And those are about thinking about biases and opportunity gaps, empathy-oriented partnerships and relationships, and using audience-centered strategies. You are welcome to peruse this document at any time. We are going to be using it during the workshop. So if you sometimes need more time and you want to read it ahead of time, please do that. But we will be pulling this out and looking at it and reflecting on it, and even building our own understandings into it during the workshop. So we just really wanted to highlight this document as a document that we'll be working on during our time together. Okay, Christine, do you want to talk about the electronic resources?
Absolutely. So I've been emailing out to all of you information and documents. And at the bottom of those emails, you'll notice this website. And this website links to everything else I've sent you. So on there, we have the participant agenda. We have the list of those participants who've given us permission to share their names and email addresses. We've got the objectives. And I'm going to be adding shortly, probably tomorrow, a full binder of resources that we've assembled. And it's ready. It's just that it's in tabs right now, and I need to combine it all. There's a whole lot of resources for you to look at. So if you want to go back and if you want to start now and look at the strategies document ahead of time, you can do that. If you want to look at the participants because you want to make arrangements to meet with somebody while you're there, you can do that as well. Lots of different things. And if you have any questions about it, please let us know. And if there's something else that you wish we had there, let us know that too. If you think of, well, it would have been really nice to have, I don't know, a map. If there's something else that you'd like us to put in there, let us know and we'd be happy to work on it. Okay. We wanted to let you know about one of the primary tools that we're going to be using during the workshop. And it's Ceres. It's this thing that was inspired by design thinking during one of the workshops in the past, and then retooled a little bit to be Ceres now because it's a planetary body and everybody loves her. Community, empathy, relensify, which is a word we made up, but it works a lot. Works very well for this engagement and self-reflection. So you're gonna be hearing a little bit about this tool throughout the workshop, the emphasis on community. Who is the community? How can I empathize with them? How can I take what I was planning and relensify it to work with this community? How can I engage this community? And then after I'm done, the work isn't done, I need to think about it, how it went, and what I can do differently. So, and hands-on activities, as was mentioned already, we're going to be doing hands-on activities. If you have a particular hands-on activity that you would really like to share with the others, or that you would like to bring to the event, we'd like to know as soon as possible, so that way we can help work it into everything else. We've got some specific ones that we've set aside, standard ones like impact craters and touchdown. Alfred is going to be leading our touchdown activity when we do it. Alfred is one of our invited educators, and so we really value his voice being present as part of this as well. We want some additional educators anyway, if you have a favorite, I'm going to pause here for just a few seconds and let you think. If anybody's like, there's this thing that I do and it works really well and I really want to share it, and let us know now. You speak up, put it in the chat.
Bags the impact craters, please.
Impact craters. Awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely. Julia. In just a second.
Yes, I have a pause for dramatic effect. I thought I had it in hand, but I have these this really fun kind of open-ended scale game where you have these 4 marbles. They're like in reach. I'm happy to get them if someone wants to see, if someone has another thing they like to share out right now. Else I can just describe it, where you pick one marble to be the Earth and one to be the Moon based on the relative size, so scaled down. And it's fun because like I've done this with astronomy PhDs and kindergarteners, and unless you study the moon and you really have in your head like what the scale is, most people get it wrong, and usually it's by chance if they get it right or have the knowledge. And it's really fun because it's a guessing game, and then once you kind of do the big reveal, you talk about it and share with a partner, a lot of think, pair, share. And then we do the next step, which is, okay, if they are these sizes, how far apart would they be? So again, it's like very open-ended, and it just works really well. And I used to run that up at the Chabot Space and Science Center in Oakland when I was an instructor there, and I just love it. And I usually use it in some of my outreach events that I do now.
Awesome. Well, let's include that. Absolutely. If you happen to have a write-up that you want us to share with the others, we can, or we can just do it during the workshop and maybe during the event as well. So thank you so much. Anyone else?
So here, I have been to a couple of schools here in Tucson, and we have a box that contains some sand, and we have a tiny rover and a small drone, so kids get to, see the challenges of how driving a rover on Mars is and all that. So, I mean, as some space, it works better if there are some stations, so there are some kids only playing with that at a time, and then that they rotate. But I think that was like the favorite like station we had when we did that. They get to play with them. Yeah.
Is that something you could bring to the workshop?
Yeah, I could. It's
That would
it's
be
here in my lobby
wonderful.
in University of Arizona. So yeah, we'll be happy to.
Awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you, Roberto. Any more?
Yeah, can I add something?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think in one of the volunteering events we had like a vacuum container, like we took out the air using a pump, and while you supply the vacuum, like we had like small balloons inside. So when you supply vacuum, they're gonna blow up inside. So we had marshmallows instead of balloons. So we showed the kids that the marshmallows blow up, and they thought they're gonna eat like a bigger marshmallow. But once we take out the vacuum, it's just gonna shrink back to its original shape. And we actually demonstrated how things are behave in space, like in vacuum. So that's one thing that I can think of right now.
Awesome. Is that something you might be able to bring with you?
Uh, it's
The
kind of
vacuum.
heavy. Like we had like a big vacuum pump
Oh,
and a
it's a
big
big one.
glass container, so it might be a little
Might be a little
heavy.
hard. Sam, do you know if PSI or somebody else there has a vacuum pump that we could borrow? We can buy the marshmallows.
I will ask around.
Okay.
So I'll see if even like the physics department or someone has one we can borrow.
Awesome. Thank you.
See, I've also seen them done with just the plastic cylinders too, where you put it in and you pull it out manually.
Yep. Yeah,
Anyway.
that might work too.
Awesome. Okay. Final opportunity, and you can always email me later too. Sounds amazing. Okay, Shannon, I think you're up next.
It's me. Okay, so I just like to talk logistics. If you have not found a hotel yet, please let me know. It is the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, and so hotels have been a little gnarly. If you need a ride from the airport, any of that, just definitely reach out. We are going to be meeting at the Planetary Science Institute. This is the address. It is in a strip mall. You're going to turn and go, oh, how odd. But I'll show you a picture of it. And so we're going to be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And the community engagement event, it's about a 20-minute drive, but you gotta go around all the construction, as those in Tucson kind of know. It's called the Jim and Vicky Click, or the JVC Clubhouse. For those of you in Tucson, it is down Columbus at 29th. So in that neighborhood, right next, it's just south of an elementary school. And so we have the addresses. Really just find the PSI address for Tuesday morning as you come in, and we'll make sure that you get to every other place that you need to be. So make sure you keep track of the address, but I'm going to leave my cell phone. And if anybody gets lost, please, please, please just feel free to text or call me. And that is totally fine. In fact, I'm going to leave it here, but I will also have Christine send it out. So that way, if you get lost in Tucson, I can talk you through it. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Here's our schedule. And so again, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're saying 8:30. We're not going to start at 8:30. That's so you can get your car parked and you can come in and have some coffee and some snacks and get yourself all arranged and go to the bathroom, so that our agenda is starting right at 9. So we wanted to give you a little ease in time, but I know some of you, like Veronica, probably might have to drop off kids. And so this is not to stress you out, the 8:30 start. It's to let people in. And again, please join us between 8:30 and 8:50 just to get settled. I did put 2 pictures of PSI. The one in the upper right is our main building, and then across the parking lot is the one that we'll be meeting. On the very first day, I'll drag out a sign so it'll be super obvious where to go. It's not that big of a parking lot, but I don't want anyone to feel stressed out. So we're going to be in what we call our West Wing conference room. And then we get to everyone's favorite topic. Oh, and then we'll be going to the community event at the Boys and Girls Club. This is what it looks like. That's my car parked out front. And so that's it. And so again, we'll make sure that everyone has a ride. If you don't have a car, we absolutely have lots of cars. Do not stress. We'll get you there. And then I wanted to put a picture, and Adam and Kenya are going to show more, but we're going to get to be in this beautiful full gym space. So we have a lot of space, size and scale. It's going to go really nicely in there. crater, go really nicely out that door. I'm really excited about rovers, so it'll be great. And the weather is beautiful here. And so yeah, I just want everyone to see the space that we're gonna be in. And then, like I said, parking seems to stress people out. The good news is parking is free and abundant in both places. And so at PSI, just park in a spot that is unmarked. So if it has a company name on it, don't park there. But other than that, there's plenty of parking all over the place. And then at the Boys and Girls Club, they also have parking. They just ask that you don't park next to the building because that's where parents go to pick up kiddos. And so just stay away from the door and you're good to go as far as parking there as well. Okay, so that's what I said. Some folks are going to stay at the Town Place Suites. But again, there are some hotels near PSI and really hotels all over town. Tucson is not that big of a place. But again, if you're having trouble finding something, please just reach out and we can help you. And then for lunches, you have a choice. And so PSI is right in the middle of Midtown. There is tons of food. If you're from Arizona, there's a Baggins there. There's fast food all over the place. So we often have ordered group lunch and then you chip in, your 15, 20 bucks. You are welcome to bring your lunch. You're welcome to walk. And so we'll have an hour each day dedicated for you to do whatever feels right to you. If you want to stay, if you want to take a walk, you need to go do an errand, that's totally fine. But then on Wednesday, we're going to be providing pizza, and I actually need to tell them that, but we'll make sure that you all get fed. Yeah, so on Thursday, we are absolutely done by 1 o'clock. No big deal, but we just want to let you know so you can make a food plan. If you do have, we'll have a slide, but if you had, I know that we've asked if you have any food sensitivities, allergies, or things that we should know about, please do let us know because we want to make sure that we're being very responsive to that. And at this point, I want to take a break and just ask if there are any questions about all that stuff we just kind of shared.
Would you mind going back one slide for the address of the institute?
Yeah, let's go up. And Veronica, great question. Is there a set time for lunch on Tuesday? And I want to say noon. I'm looking at Christine, who has our master calendar.
So we'll be taking a break from, I think it's from 1 to 3, actually. It'll be a
No,
late
not on Wednesday, on Tuesday.
on Tuesday. Sorry. I think that we're planning on about noon-ish for the lunch break. It'll if we're in the middle of an intense conversation that we want to wrap up first, we might give people an extra 10 minutes or something, but around noonish. And the agenda, the agenda is a link to the agenda is in the email that I sent out today. And if anyone did not receive that email, let me know. But I'll be sending out, like I said, one more this week.
Okay, we're almost there. Okay, if you would like to join us, completely optional, you might just be exhausted or want to go to the gym or things like that. We're going to have an optional social event at a very fun restaurant nearby called the Culinary Dropout. It has games like cornhole and pool and things like that. And of course, it is open to families. In fact, my children will be there because got to pick them up and they're going to be there. So my kids will be there. So I'm giving you permission to bring significant others, friends, anyone who wants to join us. Even if you live in Tucson, you want to bring a friend, please. Spouses, parents. It's just a time for us to get to talk and be, be ourselves. I will ask for a number on Tuesday just so I can actually get us a table, but no stress about that. We just wanted everyone to know that.
And I'll pause here to let you all know, one of the requests frequently by at least a few participants at the end of each workshop is they wish they'd had more time to get to know everybody else better. So we're trying to build that in here too. That's part of it.
Yeah, and there's lots of food there. So it's not just a happy hour. They have great food and, like I said, in a really nice outdoor area. So. Shall I keep going? I can keep going.
Sure, we didn't say who, so
I'll do
I'll
it. That's totally fine. I'm happy. So, obviously, you know, we want everyone to feel comfortable. Masking is optional given everything that's going on. My daughter wears a mask all the time. And so, please do what makes you feel healthy and safe. And of course, if you have concerns, do email us. Of course, you know, it's great if you're feeling yucky, please take a COVID test or a flu test. There's lots of stuff going around. If you don't feel well, please don't join us. Join us for a future workshop. Keep yourself safe. We will have hand sanitizer, masks, and rapid tests in case you start to feel yucky. And so we just want to, you know, we are going to be going to a Boys and Girls Club. There are lots of kiddos there. So again, do the things that make you feel safe and comfortable. And then, yeah, please, Yolanda.
Yolanda, we have an accessibility slide here if you are in a good spot to say anything, or if not, Sandlin or I'll cover it, or Alexandra.
Yes, can you cover it? Because I am moving right now.
Absolutely, you keep moving.
Thank you.
In the survey that we asked you all to fill out, we asked for anything in terms of accessibility, and we are aware that we've got some vegetarians, a vegan, and a few other dietary restrictions. If something else occurs to you that you need help with, whether it's you're getting a headache and you'd like the lights turned down, or you just need space for a little bit because it's just too loud, or whatever the circumstance may be, feel free to reach out to any of us. But specifically, we're asking Yolanda this workshop to be the main contact for that. So feel free beforehand or during the workshop to share any concerns or requests with Yolanda, and she'll make sure that the rest of us hear about them. If we need to speak up, if we need to be a little bit more quiet, whatever it is. So I think, Stanley, I'm not sure. I think that's it.
I think, you know, as you're percolating any questions, we just want to say that we are truly, truly grateful that you are going to be spending these days with us. We know your time is really valuable, and we're going to make the best use of it, but we just are just so thrilled that you're going to come and join us. So
there was a question earlier about stipends I want to address. We've asked permission to see if we could get the checks prepared in advance, and the answer is no. That they no longer do that. So we cannot have the checks there at the workshop. We wish we could, and we apologize about that. But we will submit the paperwork during the workshop, get it signed and everything, and hopefully those checks will be waiting for you in your mailboxes within just a week or two. They say it could take as long as a month, but they're pretty quick about it usually. And I apologize that we can't do any more than that. We've asked.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. It's Yolanda speaking again. There's only one day that they do checks now. And we will be at the workshop on the actual day. The workshop will start the day that they would be cutting checks. They do not make any additional exceptions anymore like they used to. But usually I will submit them while we are still in the workshop, and I want to confirm that everybody attends the entire session of the workshop before I submit it. And then it would get signed, and then the checks can be on their way that following Tuesday. So just wanted to let you know. Okay, I'm putting back on mute now.
I had a question about materials. Yeah, so in the past, when we've done, for example, the first time we did Touchdown, you all brought the materials for everyone in our workshop. And then I think we picked some up on our way to the Boys and Girls Club, but how do we handle that this time?
it's going to be the same thing. So we're going to have materials for the workshop, and after you all decide what you want to do at the event, we're going to raid my office, which is right down the hall. I have lots of stuff, and then anything we don't have, we're really fortunate there's actually a grocery store around the corner. So we're going to do it the same way.
And for some of the activities that are more materials intensive, like Touchdown, we'll have enough materials there for all of you to do it and for the kids to do it. So we don't have to go out and purchase more cups and ping pong balls and things. So.
And we have a printer on site, so sometimes people want to have signs in multiple languages, things like that. We can print things in real time for sure. So.
What other questions do you have? Anybody else? Anyone? About the workshop? Anything that's causing you anxiety that you wish you had more information about? Anything we can help with? We're very excited about this, and we can't wait to see all of you. The formal title of the workshop has changed. It is Effective Planetary Engagement. And the strategies document has changed. Anyone who is feeling any concerns about the new statutes and things like that that are coming out, nothing that we are doing should violate any of it.
I also just want to briefly say that those consent forms that I had mentioned earlier should already be in your inbox. And if for some reason you don't see it, feel free to shoot me an email at the one that was shown earlier, and I'll make sure it gets to you.
I would like to add, I forgot what I wanted to add. Are we the only ones on here? What
We're all
happened to
still here.
Oh,
We are all still here.
okay, no, my device is freezing. I'm at a red light. I did want to add that there will be consent forms as well for photographs and or videos. If you do not want to be photographed, it will also be on the sign-in sheet each day. You can check off yes or no that you consent, and then sign or deny signing the consent form for the event.
I think we're done. We can't wait to see all of you next Tuesday. I'll send out, like I said, at least one more email, and if something else occurs to me that I forgot to tell you, we'll send out another one. But we're going to try not to spam you by sending you a new email every day. And we're really delighted to have all of you joining us. Not everybody that can be there at the workshop is on this call. There's a few others, including one of the folks who works at the Boys and Girls Club. Silence arranged for that as well. So we can't wait. And if you think of anything else that we can do to help prepare, or anything else that you'd like to know more about, just let us know.
And I would just add, if you have a colleague who you think would like to join us and can join us, please reach out, especially if you are local.
If it's somebody who is eligible, potentially, who can receive a stipend, let us know as soon as possible so we can get them signed up so that we can make that happen too.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. We're delighted and pleased, and I'll be sending out the links to the recording as soon as I get it on the computer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.